We were talking about, let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Okay, we're back.
What's up? So we talking about freak meat, nasty assy, the icky, sticky icky.
Or are we talking about
Horizontal mumble.
horizontal mumble? Or are we talking about sharing yourself with the person that you love?
Talking about back that thing up.
Giving them all you got.
Drop it like it's hot.
And in return, getting all they got.
Back shots.
With passion and love.
One night stands.
Caring and caressing.
Who were you with last night?
I'm going to say this, though. Can I say this? It may sound crazy.
Yeah, everything you say is kind of...
Okay. I think it's a difference between a woman saving herself to honor God versus saving herself to gain leverage with a man. I know this sounds crazy, but I started thinking about this. Some women actually will say, you know what? I'm going to save my body first because God wants me to do it, and in the second because I want to be my husband. I want to be my first for my husband. Then I got some women that say, I'm not going to sleep with anybody because I want to be like all these other women out there. But really, one's motivated by something that's spiritual on a higher level, and the other's motivated by a playing field. It's motivated by what a man would say or wouldn't say about it. So to me, it's two different outcomes for the same thing. They're both saving themselves, but one's reasoning is different. Now, is one less honorable than the other one? I don't know. I just think that I know a lot of young ladies that were saving themselves for a man and ended up doing it before marriage because you're really at the mercy of how men operate and you doing that. If you keep saving yourself and you're not able to get what you want, you may raise the stakes a little bit.
So what is it that they want?
I think that the women really want, to be married and with a family. But I think that some women feel like, well, if I do this, I will be seen as better than the other women if I do this. And then other women may say, by me doing this for God and honoring a future husband, whatever, I'm going to be favored for doing this. I'll be blessed for it. You know what I mean? It's kind of, to me, it's the same. They're doing the same thing with two different reasons, two different intents. And I just think that one of them, though, is kind of problematic because if it's not working for you because you're saving yourself for marriage, then what would be your recourse? You feel what I'm saying? Like if it's not working and you're not doing it for a spiritual reason, then what will you end up doing? To me, you're going to end up raising the stakes a little bit.
So how do you raise the stakes?
Maybe you say I wouldn't do this, but now I do this. Maybe you go some little tug and pull. Maybe it's some oral sex. Maybe it's some, and then you graduate and then you're having sex. I've met a lot of young ladies that were saving themselves and ended up not saving themselves. And what they did was they slept with a guy that they thought was the one, if that makes sense. They were like, okay, they superseded the whole process because they felt like he was the one, so I'm going to give myself to him. Of course, he wasn't the one. And then once they opened Pandora's box, now that thing is jumping like...
added to the body count.
Yeah.
Bing!
Then jump up and down like 6 foot. But, yeah.
Hey!
That's my theory on that.
That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. But what do you think about? Do you this is the age-old question? Is it an equal playing field out there? Because we all know the answer. For a female to be promiscuous or have a high body count or whatever they want to call it, versus a man doing it, it's respected. You slayed the that thing. You've conquered the vagina. You're a man now. For a woman, it's a disgrace. you're a slut, you're promiscuous, you're going to hell.
I think it is a double standard, but I also think that there are double standards that women benefit from and men benefit from. It's just one you all don't benefit from, but there are some that you benefit from.
What we benefit from?
Well, the whole fact of chivalry. Chivalry and courting is all on the man. So the man getting the woman is all on the man. You got literally not do anything but sit back and be a woman, and that's it.
What?
Again, the last time I checked, she's never knocked on a guy's door with flowers in her hand, saying, "Can I take you out?"
I wish. Let me find out any of my female friends that did that.
See?
I'll punch you in the face.
See? Thank you. So it's double standards. Just this one don't fit you all. But as a man,
is that a fair double standard? I don't think that's a fair.
That's a whole bunch of them. None of them are fair as a double standard.
I don't think that's a good example.
None of them are fair though.
I don't think that's a good example.
None of the double standards are fair.
I don't think that's a good example.
Anyway, when a woman sleeps with a man, guys think that the woman is attaching her, sleeping with him, with her emotions, how she feels about him. It's more feeling emotion involved in sleeping with her. And it may not be, but that's how men feel. Men feel like when they sleep with women, they don't have any emotion involved. They can do it without caring about the girl. So I think that when a guy sees a woman doing it, he's like, I know she's vested in doing it. Like I know she's giving that guy something that she holds dear and value, whereas he doesn't. So I think that it's just a psychological thing more than it's an actual physical thing. But, you know, it's a bad double standard because a man shouldn't be praised for sleeping with a whole bunch of women, and a woman shouldn't be praised for just having just one partner. I think that people should focus on their character and be good people. So, you know, and not, if you want to be with somebody, you be with them. If you don't, you don't. But I don't want to give people credit on their sexual conquest or defeats. I just think that if a woman cares about a man and she wants to save herself, then save yourself. And if a guy cares about a woman and he loves her, just be with her. Like it ain't hard.
Then why is it so hard?
Because men are immature longer than women are. So we want our cake and we want to eat it too. I mean, it's what it is.
I think just the whole thing is just tainted. There's so many different levels of gray areas.
It's ego. I mean, some ego involved in there. It's some, you know, some guys are lame growing up. Then they grow up and become successful, so they make up for lost times.
The
fat kids, you know, the cops. You know, a lot of people that do all that were probably, I said all cops are lame, but just an example. Some of y'all, you know, you was not that in high school and you got a badge, you know. But all that, super true, you know how it is. So they make it for a lost time. And then some women, most women that I know that are very promiscuous, I'm sorry, they either been molested, they probably have been raped, or they got some father issues. That's what I find when most women are really out there promiscuous. To me, that's what I see. And to me, most guys that are really out there and promiscuous they got low self-esteem. Like I see the guys out there really, really trying to do this and do this, do this. They do it for validation because at the end of the day, they ain't offering nothing to the planet. They just sleeping with women.
Well, I'm going to throw a fourth one in there for the women because I was told by a man that, I can't remember if it was a person that he dated or that was just his viewpoint, but that a woman shows how that they love or desperately want someone to love them, and they jump into a relationship too quickly and fall too quick, and that's how they show their love for that guy is to have sex with him. They see it as a term of endearment, and they attach themselves to partners too quickly, or whoever they date too quickly, because they want to show that how much they care for that person, express it through.
And do you think a woman can be in love every month?
I can't even be in love every 5 years.
You feel what I'm saying? So
but that's just me. So I don't know.
I think a lot of women that would do that they would be trying to fill a void. And no different
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. Exactly.
No different than a guy though. A guy that does that, he's trying to fill a void too. It's just society looks at it differently. But they both trying to fill a void.
Exactly. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, and they were saying that they never in their life has been single before. They've never been single. I was like, what do you like? She was like, nah, I don't like being single. I don't like being alone. I like to sleep with somebody. I don't like to be in a... I was like, what? And I was like, well, why do you think that is? And she started talking about it and da-da-da-da-da. And she led herself to her own conclusion that was a problem. I didn't even have to say anything. But I know. Oh.
We'll take a pause just for editing purposes.
Gotcha.